What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Reggie's World Sports, and I'm Reggie. And before we get started, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And today we're gonna do a preview of the Falcons and Steelers.
Biggest the Super Bowl.
As far as this matchup and what these teams have done, the Steelers, they signed Russell Wilson, they signed Justin Fields, and they've had some little issues, with quarterback. Who's going to be their quarterback? Is it Russell? Is it Justin? But ultimately, they decided Russell Wilson is going to be the Week 1 starter. And hey, look, when I look at this matchup, in some ways it's kind of like a contrast. It's kind of like differing styles. Like the Steelers, if you look at the strength of their team, it's really their defense. Like their defense is good, and it's headlined by T.J. Watt, who's their pass rusher, who's one of the arguably maybe the best pass rusher in the league. So you got a guy like him. They're solid with the linebackers and in the secondary as well. And so this is a team that's good defensively. And the Falcons, I think we all know their strength is on the offensive side of the ball. And so it's kind of like it's a matchup of just the Falcons with their running attack and their passing attack, and the Steelers with their ability to rush the passer and stop the run. And so when I look at this matchup, I think the most important thing for the Falcons heading into this matchup is when I look at the Falcons offense and the Steelers defense, we got to get the running game going. We got to feed Bijan. Like when I look at the Falcons offense, it starts with Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson should be the identity of the Falcons offense. This is a guy that you should every game, this man should have at least 25 touches, whether it's him running the ball or as a receiver, just combined. This man should touch the ball 25 times a game. Because he's that good, he's that explosive. He can run between the tackles. He can break it outside. You can use him as a receiver. Use him off screens. Get him the ball as soon as possible. And then when you feature him, it'll open everything up for your Drake Londons and your Cal Pitts, and then all of a sudden now you have an offense that's just tough to stop. And that, to me, should be the baseline of the Falcons offense. Keep Pittsburgh's defense off heels. Don't because I think this is the type of team you don't want to throw the ball, 40 times against a team like that. Because, look, T.J. Watt, man, he's one of the best in the business at getting after the quarterback. You don't want to give this man too many opportunities to pressure Kirk Cousins. And so you want to keep a balanced attack. And figure out ways to keep Pittsburgh's defense off kilter. And it starts with Bijan Robinson and getting him the ball more. And so, that's the way I look at it on that side of the ball. And on the other side, look, Pittsburgh's weakness is their offense. Their offensive line is not very good. Their quarterback is Russell Wilson. And look, there was a time where Russell Wilson was one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league. Them days are just far behind right now. Like, this is a guy that's just, his last couple of years, man, he just hasn't been that dude. And so, and by the way, look, I can't forget about this. Arthur Smith. This is a game in which Arthur Smith, who's the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, who used to be the head coach of the Falcons. He's their offensive coordinator. And look, when I look at the offensive side of the ball for Pittsburgh, they're gonna run the ball. Like this is what Arthur Smith does. He's gonna run. This is what he's known for. This is what he wants to do. He wants to run the ball because he knows that Pittsburgh's offensive line isn't up to snuff when it comes to pass protecting. And so if you're the Falcons defense, you got to be ready for that. If you Grady Jarrett, if you Yamada, if you Ellis, you got to be ready that the Falcons are going to run, that the Steelers are going to run the ball. They might even use Justin Fields. I know Mike Tomlin said the other day that, like, you know, he kind of, I don't know if he's kind of half joking, but like he was saying like, hey, Raheem Morris, you better be ready for that Justin Fields run package. And it might come. It might come. And so this is a team that's gonna get creative in running the ball because they know that they have to run the ball. You look at their passing game in Pittsburgh, they have one threat in their passing game. And that's George Pickens. That's pretty much it. And so their passing game is kind of limited outside of him. And so if you're the Falcons defense, you got to be on your P's and Q's. And you got to figure out a way to stop the run from Pittsburgh and make Russell Wilson throw the ball 30 plus times and beat you. Because if you can let that happen, you might get some interceptions and turnovers if you allow Pittsburgh to be one-dimensional. And so, and in order for that to happen also, and which brings me back to the offense, if you're the offense, it's also highly important in this game that you want to get off to a fast start. You're at home. You got the crowd behind you. Make Pittsburgh play from behind. Make them play from behind. Figure out a way to make them a one-dimensional football team and make them throw the ball instead of run the ball. And, look, as far as that, if the Falcons can do those things, get off to a good lead, keep a balanced attack on offense, and allow Pittsburgh to be the team one-dimensional and force Russell Wilson to make plays consistently, then I think the Falcons have a great chance of winning this game this coming up. And look, as far as my prediction goes, I think this is the game that I think Atlanta's going to get off to a good start. They're gonna unleash that momentum, and I look for the Falcons to win this game. I'm thinking 27-17. I think that's gonna end up being the final score, and I look for the Falcons to get off to a good start as we eventually beat the Steelers and move forward into next week. To the following game, when they play the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I'm looking for the Falcons to win this game against Pittsburgh and get this season off to a good rocking start. And so, with that out of the way, this is Reggie's World Sports, and before I go, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and hey, let's get this thing rocking, rise up, and I'll talk to you guys next time.